Hey everybody, how you doing? This is JD Lewis with Untamed Conversation. Today is actually a very big episode as I have my first guest, my buddy Justin, who we've known each other quite some time. And today we're going to be talking about some fitness and everything he does and how he got in such great shape. And we're also going to be talking about online dating and, kind of what it's like nowadays and what it was like years ago and so on. So here we go. Justin, introduce yourself, buddy.
I'm Justin. I'm in my mid-30s. I've known JD for about 18 years. Well, since we played Legion Ball. Those are some good times.
We had a lot of fun playing Legion Ball.
Baconators.
Always Baconators after those. Well, to be fair, there were parties at my dad's house, then Baconators.
Yeah. Mid-party Baconators.
Yeah, we would actually have my sister go get us a keg and then have a party at my dad's house. We would invite, so just for the record, the house probably fit, 30 people?
It fit nobody.
The house probably fit 8 people, and we would have 30 to 40 people there. Always a good time. We had lots of fun. We grew up, and now we just have more sophisticated parties.
I remember you breaking my CDs. In broad daylight, too.
Were we at my dad's?
Yeah. My favorite CDs.
Were we drinking?
Yeah.
Well, I can't be held accountable for that then. I don't think that anything we did back then should really be, either one of us should be held accountable for that.
Italians hold grudges.
So, you know what? I like the way you're going. I like where we're at. Before we even start talking about some fitness and everything, let's continue talking about like how long we've known each other and kind of what we've done. And so him and I met. So we went to high school together. We both went to foreign. We didn't really talk much during high school. We did play baseball together, so we were always nice to each other. Always respectful. We both played the outfield. I think I would say more after high school. Once we graduated, we really started getting crazy. We jumped right to Legion baseball, like he said, and that's when we kind of found.
Yeah, we could have easily won the national championship, but we just wanted to party instead.
We had a solid team, but we just, honestly, what it was is after high school, Justin and I think both found out about partying more, and we went from kind of really focusing on sports during high school to, you know what, the hell with it, let's just have fun.
Bunch of losers.
Yeah, we were, but we had fun doing it. But yeah, I mean, I would say, let's say we had Legion Ball. How about our vacation we went on?
Oh, San Fran.
That one was great. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but the first one we went on, it was me, you,
Myrtle Beach.
a couple other people who will not be named. Myrtle Beach, yeah. So, how about, you remember the funny part when we get to the hotel, what happened?
Yeah, I checked the night before. We were having a party, and we were leaving the next day, and I checked with the hotel. You are allowed to be below 21 to check in, right? Oh, no, you have to be 25 years old to check in.
Actually,
What kind of crap is that?
it's funny you say that, because, no, you did call.
I did call.
No, they told you we could be 18. We
Yeah.
got there, and at the counter is when they told us that.
Yeah.
So we had to actually call my dad and say, hey, Dad, the car, we gave my dad all the money. He put it on his card at the time. So we went from a 5-star hotel to a, I would say,
2.5.
yeah, 2.5-star hotel.
At best.
Yeah, we were, it was fun though. We
still
didn't,
beachfront.
at 18 years old, did we really need a 5-star hotel?
No.
Probably not. But yeah, I mean, that was our first vacation. I would say our other vacation, which was a lot of fun, we went to San Francisco for my 21st birthday. And this was when San Francisco was really nice. It was a lot of fun. It was a good place to go on vacation. My cousin Pat actually took us. He said, I want to take you somewhere for your 21st. So it was me, my cousin, Justin, a couple other people. We had a blast. We went to a couple crazy parties. One, for example, actually, we were at the Steak Puff Marshmallow Party.
Yeah, I honestly don't remember much of that vacation, so you can enlighten me on that one.
We were at this party, Steak Puff Marshmallow Halloween party, and crazy, sorry Tara, girls everywhere. It was just nuts at the time. It was insane. Just everybody was having fun. One of the cool things was the San Francisco Giants were actually partying above us. Barry Zito, Tim Lincecum, they were all partying at that time. I was not able to meet them. I believe my cousin met one of them. If I'm not mistaken, he met Barry Zito. It was a lot of fun. We had some good times. And I think we were there a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we did. We went to this. Actually, this is funny. We went to this bar called the Bus Stop.
I remember.
When we first got there, you walk in and the whole bar is just beer pong only.
Yeah.
The problem was Justin didn't mind because he drinks this. You had to play beer pong with Guinness. That's all they had. I absolutely could not do that. So because I failed, the bartender made me do a 3 wise men for my 21st
No, you
birthday.
did a 4 wise men.
It was what? Johnny, Jack,
Johnny,
J-Mo.
Jim, John, and Jose.
Oh, jeez, there you go. Yes, and it
Did
was.
4 wise men.
I never want to do that again. That was probably the worst thing I've ever drank. Yeah, that was how that went. We've been on a few good trips. Justin's taken me actually to a couple different colleges to try out for some baseball teams. One in particular was Hudson Valley Community College, which
Yeah, like the keys in the car while it was running.
Yes.
I'm so aggressive with getting out of the car. Unlike a lot of people these days, they're just sitting in their fucking cars forever. Get out of the gym. Oh, people just sit in the car playing on their fucking phones. Can we get off the phone for a minute? Get in your car, start it, and leave. It's all these people with the climate change. And then it's probably the liberals who are sitting in their fucking car for 6 hours on idle, destroying the fucking planet.
He's got a good point. I will say, you know, you look at me, or I think most of us, you get in the car, you get out of the car. But back to his point, we were at Hudson Valley, and so the coach meets us outside, walks me around the stadium. He's like, you know, I really want you to pitch for us, blah blah blah. So great conversation. Justin's like standing with me, we're talking. I said, hey coach, I need a favor before we actually do anything. He starts laughing. He's like, what's up? I'm like, yeah, see my buddy right here? His car's locked and it's running. So yeah, that was fun. I mean, things like that are what, you know, really keep friendships going. You know, like I said, Justin and I have been friends probably 18 years. Justin, give everybody kind of like a rundown of how you got into fitness, why you're so into fitness, and like when it started. And go ahead.
I've been working out since I was 9 years old. It was a picture of me lifting an easy bar in my basement. My dad was big into lifting, not like competitively or anything, but I played basketball, which didn't make any sense as a kid. I played all the way up till high school. I wasn't bad. You know, I was a point guard. You know, I could shoot the ball, but I'm not a tall guy. So when I got to high school, my dad said, you're going to try for the wrestling team. I'm like, okay, I'll try for the wrestling team. I made varsity my first year. I wasn't good. Got destroyed my first match, as I'm pretty sure 99% of people who wrestle their first match against someone who's experienced will lose. Pretty much guaranteed. But freshman year went by, you know, not terrible, not good. Sophomore year, big improvement. You know, I at least made it to the conferences.
You were a good wrestler though. I mean, I watched you wrestle.
Solid. Not anything crazy talented, but I was a solid wrestler.
But I also take that from my cousin, who was your coach. You were good. You were very good.
My senior year, I guess you can say I was all-state. Took second in Class M's. Not terrible from going from nothing from freshman year to 4 years experience as a senior.
So second, so you're saying
Class
that's
M.
the state tournament, right? Like
The
football state tournament?
the Class state tournament,
Okay.
not in the open.
Okay.
I got destroyed in the open. Holy crap, destroyed.
Do you remember your record in high school? What was your, from freshman to senior year, do you remember what your record was? Or let's put it this way, when they started really mattering.
I think my career was, I know I made it to 100 wins. Just over 100, maybe 102-ish. And
you're saying you were just decent? 102 wins is solid. That's ridiculous. And I have no problem throwing it out there. Justin will say it. I tried wrestling. I was a football player and baseball player. I wrestled freshman year a few matches.
You could have been good.
I did honestly because
Stuck with it.
because both my cousins were all state. One of them, I believe, my cousin was also almost an All-American. They were both very good. I think I had the talent. I just didn't like the coach at the time. He was very mean. But at that time, I was kind of soft.
Weedle?
Yes, yeah. Rest in
May he
peace,
rest
Mr.
in
Weedle. He
peace.
was a great teacher, great guy. But he was just very mean at the time. But like I said, I mean that's pretty solid, Justin. 102 wins in high school. Now you went to Southern.
Yeah.
Now did you wrestle at Southern?
They don't have wrestling at Southern.
Okay.
I tried to go to. I hunted around for D3 colleges. I wanted to go to Bridgewater State in Massachusetts. They were recruiting me. They wanted me to start at 133, but I was 125. I practiced with the team, rolled around a little bit, and then, D3 schools don't give scholarships.
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Okay.
So I couldn't afford to go there.
Not even an academic scholarship.
No, I wasn't that smart. So, still not that smart. I'm wise.
I know we're best friends. We know.
I'm wise.
You are wise.
Wise.
You're more the voice of reason sometimes.
Wise guy is always right.
Let me kind of fast forward a few years. I would say a couple years. 5? You took on you took on something new. You're still very good at it. Explain what that was.
Oh, we're talking about the MMA?
Yeah, absolutely. Explain to some of the viewers what that was.
I think I started at started doing karate, MMA style with my sisters. I guess we can call it Commonwealth marriage. Do we have? I don't know if we have Commonwealth here in Connecticut, but technically they've been together a long time, so they're basically married. Went to his school for a while, and then
you took off with it though, because I remember. What was it? Just what's that? A grappling tournament when we went to New Jersey. That was one of your first ones, right? I was his towel boy.
Yeah.
By the way, I was a monster at the time. He had the biggest towel boy in the building.
Oh man, remember we used to work out at like 3 a.m. because you worked at the gym?
I worked at Fulton's Fitness, yes. And,
they don't exist anymore, right?
He still has his gym. He's actually a trainer and has a gym in New Haven. He's doing very well.
Oh.
But to get back to Justin, obviously about fighting, we went to New Jersey. He had I know in the movie it's called War at the Shore. Wasn't that what it was called though? Same thing, right?
Something like that, I think. It was a long time
ago. It was cool though. Down at the beach. Was it at
Lower New Jersey?
Yeah, we were at the beach.
Is it Morristown? No, it's not Morristown. I don't know what it's
called. I forget where it was, but it was in Jersey. Justin did well. It was a grappling tournament. He had his gi, right? Correct? That's what it's called. He had the gi on. And I was his towel boy, so when he would come over, I'd beat the sweat off of him. That was kind of weird, but it's okay. I look good doing it, and that's all that matters. But yeah, that was kind of the start that I figured out what Justin did. I mean, I'm gonna again continue let him go with this, but he was very good. He still is. He still trains, but I wanted to get into a couple of his fights and kind of tell you what happened and where you can see him still, if you don't mind doing that.
Yeah, you can go nuts.
Good.
So I realized that I wanted a little more than the school was offering me. So I started looking around and I found another gym in North Haven. And
is that Ken Shamrock's?
No, I'm training there for a couple of years, and then my first fight in 2012, I go out there. I've never experienced a fight. I've been jumped before. Never really actually been into a fight.
Jumped?
Yeah, remember we got jumped? I knocked my teeth out. That's another story. We'll continue with this.
We'll talk about that
later.
Yeah.
So
wait, I'm sorry. Was the tournament that I went with you, that was first, right? Like, that was your first. That was a grappling tournament, but you didn't have any fights before then, right?
I don't think so.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know. Yeah, the grappling was like your first real combat. Like,
Yeah.
choking out, things like that, correct?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So I didn't really know what to expect. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a very hard sparring match, and that's pretty much how I treated it. I didn't take many punches in that fight. I threw the kid around a little bit, did a little ground and pound, and then I get him in a triangle choke with I think maybe 10 seconds left. He's slapping me a little bit, punching my belly a little bit. People would say it could have been a tap because it's open hand strikes, but I let go immediately at the bell and the kid was out. And so I get up, I win, yay, yay, yay. I get my picture taken, pose that I won and everything. Minute and a half later, they say, "Are you ready? Ready for what?"
Bullshit call right there.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
ready for what? If you don't know what it feels like to have an adrenaline dump, it's terrible. You can't move.
So basically what you're saying is, one, I've seen the video. We've seen the fight. Obviously, me being I'm your best friend, but also being an outsider, I think you won the fight. It looked like you went into a spasm. Tapped. Basically, what you're saying is, just like you see on TV with some of the MMA fighters, UFC fighters, you see football players, they get cramped up. You're all ready to go. You sit down, and the second you sit down, that couple minutes you're sitting down, your whole body just goes, and that's it.
Yeah, everything. I was done. I was like, okay. I literally should have just walked out of the cage and accepted the win. But went out there anyway, just try to prove a point that I can kick the shit out of this kid, and I didn't. In the second round, I did not. He beat up on me, and I lost by technical knockout.
But you were also, that's not your fault though, like you said, you were also pretty much frozen.
No, this fight set a precedent for basically all of MMA around the world. It's pretty funny. It was actually a year later, it was ruled a no contest, and now if somebody is knocked out the bell, choke or punch, the fight's over. So that's that. I made history in MMA.
So
it's pretty funny actually.
That's definitely interesting.
Bas Rutten said something about my fight. It was on Axe TV.
I love
It's hilarious. I'm like, Bas Rutten's talking about me.
Here comes the boom. Bas Rutten was in there with Kevin J.
I love that guy.
Let me ask you this. So after that fight, you had a couple more fights, correct? You had two more fights, right?
I had a fight about a year later. I won that one by submission.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
So that one you can see on the internet. You can only see 3 of my fights on the internet.
I highly recommend, by the way, everybody, if you haven't seen him fight or you haven't seen his fights, take a look. He's a scrapper. He's very tough, and obviously I've seen it firsthand. I've known him my whole life. He's a very good fighter, and I would.
They're not that good.
Okay, he's biased, but how about this? Let's take it here. So obviously you became a fighter. You got injured, correct?
Yeah, a bunch of times.
What was your worst injury you would say out of all these years of MMA wrestling? What really took you? What really took you? Made you kind of stop? Like I know you still train, but what kind of made you stop? Kind of like really being like, you know what? I'm gonna prep for a fight. I'm gonna get ready. What made you actually stop?
I'll never be 90%. So
Explain that to
both
me.
of my AC joints are destroyed.
Okay.
There is impingement in my shoulders.
You tore an ACL, correct? Or a meniscus, didn't you?
Tore meniscus.
Yep.
I tore both my LCLs. I tore both my AC joints. I broken my fibula during a wrestling tournament.
You broke your fibula?
Yeah, the little one. The little bone in your leg. Opposite your shin.
I got a little bone between my legs.
I bet you do, Panama. Yeah, one wrestling tournament, kid tosses me, and I landed on the inside of my foot, and it broke my fibula. I get up. I'm like, oh, I can't put much weight on this thing. So I kept wrestling. I finished the match. I'm like, this is killing me. I mean, he pinned me. I was like, I hobble off the mat. I'm like, my leg feels like a piece of rubber. My mother was actually with me. I don't even remember where it was.
Okay.
And I get in the car, swing my leg. I'm like, oh, that hurt. Get an X-ray. The next day, thing's cut in half. It's just no fibula there. And I don't walk around with a boot for a couple weeks and everything, but that healed. That's not even my problems. It's
Listen,
just all the scar
I see you every
tissue
day.
everywhere.
I know the problems, and I see that. Let me ask you this, because we're going to keep going here. All your wins, wrestling, MMA, everything, whatever you did during high school, college, and now, do you have something that you consider one of your best wins, your most memorable wins, something that you can always remember? What would you say is your...
Oh, my favorite was winning Western New England Golden Gloves.
Okay.
I tried out boxing for
Yes,
a
that's
little
boxing
bit.
for everybody who doesn't.
And it goes, first you got to win the Western New Englands, then you can go fight in the New England Golden Gloves, which I took, in my first time around, took second place. I did not win that New England Golden Gloves match. But it was my first time around. It was actually a funny story about that one. I'm always getting screwed. I always. So the catch with Golden Gloves to fight in the novice division. I was technically a novice boxer. They were like, how many MMA fights have you had? I said 5. It's like, well, okay, how many boxing matches have you had? I'm like, 0. Like, okay, we'll take that into account. You should probably be in the open. I'm like, these guys have been boxing since they were 5 years old. I'm like, I don't have boxing cardio. It's a whole different game. If you've ever tried any of this stuff, you got no idea what kind of cardio it takes to throw 100 punches around.
Yep.
No idea. So, and that's all it is in amateur boxing. You're just throwing. It's not like when you see the professionals go and they pick their punches, and they go. In amateur boxing, you're just throwing the whole time. It's ridiculous. I try to be professional with these people, and you throw your 1-2s, your jabs, your hooks. But they just want to throw because it's all about points. I'm trying to knock these dudes out, So,
So you had no experience boxing. Obviously
no experience
you were a fighter,
boxing.
But...
So, but they put me in the novice division. I won my first fight, second fight, third fight was the semis. Then I went to the finals in Western New England. I won that one. Then I go on to the New England. The guy I'm fighting has 10 boxing matches under his belt. I've got no problem with that. They had a problem with me. They were saying, "Oh, you've got all these MMA fights."
Yeah,
and
but
I'm
MMA
like,
is
it's not boxing.
You're right, because
It's
we've seen it live now. MMA fighters and boxers go at it.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
It's not the same thing. They were making a fuss about it.
McGregor and Mayweather, and Floyd Mayweather and McGregor.
Yeah.
You can clearly see it's not the same. And the fact that, and I'm just throwing it out there, the fact that you came in second and then first, that just shows what kind of athlete you are and what kind of person you are.
I consider myself an athlete.
100%.
So that day of the New England Golden Gloves finals, they told me I could not fight in the final match. So that morning I go to training. I'm like, I'm just gonna go to training. Then I'm gonna go do some jiu-jitsu and then I'm gonna do some striking.
Just imagine what happened next.
So I did a bunch of rounds of jiu-jitsu and then about an hour of striking. Muay Thai boxing, etc. They call. My trainer calls him up, and they say, "We'll let you fight." I'm like, are you kidding me?
So again,
I've
what was
just
the reason
done
they said no again? No.
because I've had too many MMA fights.
That's what I thought. Okay, all right.
And the other coach was complaining about it.
Fuck him.
So, I've got 2 hours of training under my belt. I run home, shower. I shoot up to Lowell, Mass. I get ready. I fight this guy. I'm like, I'm shot. After the first round, I go to the corner, and my trainer goes, "You tired?" I'm like, "Yeah." I felt there. I'm like, I looking back, I didn't have the mindset I had back then that I do now. I can push through more now than I could back then, and now that I'm even older, which is surprising.
What do you think the difference is? Why? I mean,
Just
because
the
as you age, you're technically
those
supposed to go backwards.
experiences. Those experiences.
Okay.
For instance, one MMA fight, my last MMA fight was in 2018.
Yep.
I bumped up a little bit. You know, I usually fight at 135.
Mm-hmm.
I did a catch weight at 140. I go to this guy. It was a straight up. You know, if you've ever seen The Fighter, he said,
Great.
"There's no way that guy got off the fucking couch. Because if you get off the couch like that, I'm gonna buy a fucking couch like that." And that's what it was. I clinched with that dude. I'm like, dude, you're 170 pounds right now. Holy crap, you're huge. It was the first time in my MMA career that somebody was actually that I didn't feel stronger than someone.
I remember you told me that too. I was supposed to go to that, and then I ended up getting sick.
Yeah.
I couldn't go.
That dude kicked me in the head. I go down. He lands on me. He starts mauling my face. And I'm laughing at the dude. I'm like, dude, that was a good, that was a good kick. And then I'm like, you know what? I could just, you know, give up right now. You know, it was.
What about triangle choke?
It was the second round, and he's beating on me. I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm gonna go deep half guard. So I cover up and I sweep on, you know, and I get back to my guard and
Yep.
I pushed through it. I made it through the rest of the 3 rounds. I lost by decision. I was proud that I came back from being knocked out midair, waking up with my face being pounded in, and you know getting out of it. So the dude was bigger.
Yeah.
I'll take it. You know.
And I can attest to this, guys, because Justin and I, listen, I have no experience when it comes to fighting, but I'll hold my own. I can put somebody down if I have to, but I've wrestled with Justin for fun.
Yeah, you threw me across the deck.
I did, but I would never, you know, we're best friends, we're not going to hit each other, but I would never go up against him. I mean, I've seen him fight, he's tough. And what I basically want to say on this is, before we get into the fitness aspect, the other aspect of what he's doing now, he did a lot, you know what I mean, between the wrestling, between the MMA, and what he does now. If I'm not mistaken, to end this kind of talking about MMA, you had a fight that was coming up recently, if I'm not mistaken, and then you got hurt, correct?
Oh,
that was your
that was-
your latest injury.
That was I wanted to fight at Reality Fighting last January. I was training, and that's when I tore my meniscus about 5 weeks out. They were still even looking for an opponent for me, but
Okay.
Reality Fighting is a great venue. You fight at Mohegan Sun, and they do it right. You know, they check you in the back. You know, none of this walk out and waiting an hour in the cage.
So they take care of you. They're like,
No, you get checked and you run out there. You go in the cage. You ready? Go. So that's what I like. I hate this. The building of suspense. I run out there. I don't walk. These people who walk out slow and everything. I don't care. I don't care about the music. I just
but
straight out
do
there.
they do that though? Maybe. And again, I'm inexperienced. I don't know about this. Do they do that to save the adrenaline?
No, they just do
They
that to
save
keep
their
things
energy,
moving.
You know what I mean?
They
Like
keep-
that was that's kind of what brought us to where we are now with Justin and his fitness journey. Because like I said, I can attest to this. I see him at the gym. We go to the gym together. I do curls for the girls. He does.
I just want.
He does meaningful workouts.
I just want to be strong.
I just want to be healthy. And Justin at the same time looks at me and goes, "You're 245 pounds. You're in good shape. Why don't you just become an animal?" Sometimes I think about that.
Yeah,
it is
man.
what it is. I'm happy.
Just
you know?
be strong, man. Be the mountain.
Be the mountain. I should be a mountain.
Be
I
the
mean,
mountain.
But let's before we get into the other topic I'm going to talk to Justin about, let's kind of finish up here with your fitness journey now. What are your goals? I mean, because you're and I say this not being weird. He's in very good shape. He's ripped. You know, you look at him, you're like, wow, he's got muscles. He's got great shape. And this is a kid that works his ass off. I mean, we're both at the gym in the morning. He's there at 5 a.m. I'm probably there at about 6:15.
I have an hourglass body.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Forget it. we're done with this fitness talk.
No,
Okay?
I like talking about the fitness. Let's talk about how it's evolved, and it's nuts how many people are at the gym now.
Okay.
Nobody's
You know what?
working.
I'm gonna bring this up then. If we're gonna continue talking about fitness, like I said, this is Untamed Conversations. If you're getting offended,
Turn it off.
You have an issue with what I say, either turn it off.
Here's a tissue.
Or you know what? You're the problem. So here we go. Justin, give me your opinion. Listen, I don't care if somebody's posing in the gym. You're doing your thing.
Stop posing in the gym.
Whatever.
Stop. Everybody stop. Just stop.
How do you feel? And be real, within reason. Don't go too crazy, because
Okay.
you know. What's your feelings on tripods and cameras in the gym? And just let's put it this way: the negativity in the gym now, because I feel like the gym culture, we all used to be super close. Like, you look out for each other. Somebody looks to, let's say, spot you, help you, this and that. The gym culture nowadays is, whether you're a woman or a man, oh, you're in my way, you're in my camera shot, you looked at me funny, you this, you that. I feel like the gym culture years ago, and let's say, I'm going to say 10 years ago, when we were in our early 20s, late 20s, was so different. You go to the gym, you don't even need to know somebody. If you needed a spot, they would spot you. If you're going to drop the bar on your chest, somebody's there for you. Now, it's just people that are there for likes, looking for clicks, boom, boom, boom. Like, to me, if you have a good shape and you're in good shape and you have a good body, I appreciate that. I know what it takes to get to where you need to be.
I appreciate the big ones who are at the gym going and putting the work in.
It's funny you say that, because that was, and you've seen me through many of my transitions from when we were young to now. I went from massive as in jacked, to not even dad bod. I was fat, and I have no problem admitting it. Sometimes I don't like to admit it. It kind of hits me in the face like, man, you were fat. But I was fat. Screw it. I was fat. I like to eat. Now, I'm in better shape, you know? My biceps are big. My shoulders are big. My back's big. My stomach's getting there. It's shrinking. I'm working my ass off. You know, it takes Justin to call me fat sometimes to make me want to lose more weight. But
I don't say fat, I say big.
he says big. We all know what that means. But to go back to, my point I was making, Justin, what would you say nowadays is gym culture? And again, I know anybody who knows you, you're not the most approachable person in the gym, because you're there to work out, and I get that. You don't want to talk to people. But I also know if you saw somebody doing something and you know they were going to drop something and they needed a spot, I know you would stand there and help them.
Yeah, I look for it all the time. You know, when I'm walking around, sometimes I see dudes struggling on the bench. You know, I give him a minute. Hey, he's putting it up. All right, he got it. You know, then I'll keep going. But I'm there. I ask for people for spots all the time. They'll give it to me.
And that's I feel like that's proper gym etiquette. If you see that, obviously if it's a man, yes, I will go help them immediately. If it's a woman, I will not. I will wait for them to say, "Can you come help me?"
What if they're dropping it on their face?
You just want to be you want to be make sure you're not offending anybody or being a jerk. And I feel like gym culture nowadays is. I miss the gym culture of everybody just, you walk in. That's why I like the mornings when we go. You go a little bit earlier than me, but we know everybody. There's that small group that we always know.
It used to be much smaller, and I liked it.
Well, the gym got bigger. They
Not even that. In the past, I think I want to say 3 years, and not to toot my own horn, but I'm a trendsetter. Nobody was squatting 3 days a week at the gym. It wasn't hard to get a squat rack at the gym 3 years ago.
It wasn't. Justin, by the way, is telling the truth, because he hits legs a lot, but now
everybody, that's all they do.
Everybody wants legs.
Legs.
And that's not a bad thing.
No, it's not a bad thing. But everybody is, I'm not going to say swimming in our wake, but, I don't know where this took off. I don't know how or why, but how does any fad start? So, what did I do? I switched over to the kettlebells. I looked up a guy. I don't know really what turned me on to kettlebells, but
You got me into it, and I'm still
yeah,
learning. I'm scared to do
yeah.
it because it's
I
crazy.
started studying kettlebells in proper form and sport kettlebell, and it's very interesting. I learned that there's three different styles of swings. There's the sport style, or I believe it's called Geverdic style. Um, I don't think that's particularly correct, but um, there's the hard style, which is leg, more quad and glute dominant, and then there's the kind of the RDL style, which is more glutes and hamstring dominant. But I do all three. In the mornings, I like to get it done quick because I have to be out of there quick. I go to work at 6:30. I
I
gotta
know
be.
that because we don't even say hi in the morning when
I
you're
don't.
there.
I don't have any time. I give you a wave, and then I get in the shower. Ice cold showers in the morning, everybody.
By the way,
Ice
ice cold
cold.
showers, and I know it's a trend on Instagram. Everybody sees it.
I don't have Instagram.
Cold showers are actually really good for you. Anything cold is very good for you. What I did learn, not to cut Justin off, but I need to say this. What I learned is hot showers and things like that actually help your skin break out. They release histamines, which are not good. That's why a lot of people like to take those cold showers because they reduce inflammation, make you feel better after a workout. Justin, we have talked about your beginning to where you are now. We have talked about
All right, we can move on. Fine,
your
fine,
fitness
fine.
journey. We got to get a couple more
Fine.
things in.
Oh.
This is one of my longer episodes, but it's also my first guest. We're going to talk about everybody's favorite topic, or at least people who are
Can
single.
we just talk about one thing real quick? What happened even today at the gym?
Go
I
ahead.
just want to talk about a little gym etiquette here. I want to talk about locker room etiquette real quick. Get away from my locker, please. There's a locker in front of my locker. I check 4 lockers next to me. They're all empty. Why do you have to go to the locker right next to mine? There's a kid sitting right in front of my locker. I say, excuse me. Moves over. You know what you get? You get naked front in the face. When you sit, you're sitting there in the locker room on your phone. Get off your phone. Get changed. Take a shower. Get out of the locker room. Don't. It's not a hangout.
So
Get out.
just throwing that out there to anybody who thinks Justin is attractive or likes him, if you're on your phone in the locker room, he will give you full frontal.
Yes.
So,
Prison rules in the locker room.
here's what I want to bring up here. I want to talk to Justin about online dating. Obviously, I have not done that in years. I've been with Tara 6 years now, so obviously before that. Justin, what has your experience been from the beginning of online dating to now? You've did a few different dating sites. Again, most people know what they are. We don't have to mention them. Just give me your experience and what you've learned in the last couple of years of you doing online dating.
Well, there's one that everybody knows, and that's the best one. There's another one where the women have to talk first. They never do, so don't bother. And there's the expensive one. That one's garbage. So just stick with the free one. Maybe pay for a month, and that's about it.
If I'm not mistaken, the one that we're not going to mention it, but the slogan is it's the dating app to delete.
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
that's the one.
Yep.
Just go on that one. I've had semi luck with that one, but dating apps are terrible. The only good thing about them is that you can meet people in a broader spectrum, saying that like further away, like oh I've been to Stanford a couple times for some dates. I've been to Wallingford, Southbury. I've been a little. I don't go too far. Like I'm not going to Hartford.
You drove to wasn't it Danbury once? Danbury's far, right?
Danbury
50 minutes.
once, only because she was really cool. But that just didn't work out.
Now-
It was just too far.
If you don't mind me throwing it out there, because you and I have talked about it, I want you to also give some advice to some newcomers to online dating and things like that. You've gone on many dates, which is a good thing. That means you get yourself out there. People want to talk to you. People
Yeah.
want to interact with you.
I've been on more dates in my entire life.
What would
In the
you
past
say-
2 years.
Because I remember in the beginning you and I talked, and if you don't mind me throwing it out there, like you were doing dinners a lot in the beginning.
Yeah, don't do that.
What would your advice like? Do you think it makes more sense to do, let's say, coffee, or do maybe just appetizers and a drink, or what do you think is advice? Just advice for people who, and let's also say somebody that maybe coming out of a relationship, they don't have much money, they're just trying to just get back into the game. What would you recommend?
My problem, the coffee date is a go-to. I've had $10 dates. It's great, but you got to make it memorable. You got to take a walk afterwards or something. If it's going well or something. I don't know, but the problem is that chicks, they want to be wooed. You gotta. Oh, think of a good date. Well, I'm not made of money. I'm gonna take you out for skydiving on a first date. I'm gonna spend $500 on a first date. Like what? Like no. Let's just listen. How about this? How about I give you my number? We talk for. If you like that, then we'll go off for coffee. If you like coffee, then we'll go off for lunch. If you like that, if you want to go off for dinner. If you like that, we'll see where that goes. Okay? How does that sound?
And
it doesn't have to be this complicated.
I like that you say that, and here's my reason. Because at the end of the day, I've seen, from my point of view, obviously being married, I see it's an outsider's perspective, okay? I did the online dating before I met Tara. It didn't work out for me. Whatever. It is what it is. And I'm glad it didn't work out because I have Tara. I'm happy. What I see as an outsider's perspective is I feel like a lot of people on these dating apps are trying to do this lavish. Let's say you do a $1,000 dinner with a date, okay? Go with me here. You're just trying to impress somebody, and then let's say you don't have that kind of money. So now you just impressed somebody. You took them out to a $1,000 dinner, and they're looking for that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you nailed it because you went through that phase. Obviously not $1,000 dinner, but you went from dinner to coffee to drinks. But you know what you're doing, and that goes for girls and guys. I mean, you don't.
It's always supposed to be about a meetup, getting to know each other in person. Like think about it really. You're meeting someone off the internet. You don't know if it's real. You meet in a public place.
Especially nowadays.
Yeah, you don't know. You meet in a public place, and you just get to know each other a little bit. You talk a little bit. Maybe if you go to a bar, maybe you shoot a little pool or something. You just little activity. I don't know why everybody's got to be like all lavish and we got to go on an excursion or something on our first date. Like, how about we see each other and see if we're real, and then we can move on from there.
I agree with that, and just to kind of throw it out there of what Justin's going through now, like when Tara and I first met, some people know the story because they were part of it, she thought I was an asshole, which some people do when they first meet me, but then they realize that I'm actually really cool. But I wasn't trying to impress her. When she met me, I threw it all out on the table. I said, listen, here's what we got. I'm a divorced 20-something-year-old. I got no money. And I got a daughter. What do you want to do? And all she cared about was that I was nice to her. I took care of her. I was respectful. And at the end of the day, I think that when it comes to online dating, if you can just show somebody that you are true and genuine, I think it's going to work out. I mean, the problem is, and I mean this in a good way, Justin, you are an old school soul in a good way where you just want to walk into a bar. You want to walk into somewhere and say, you know what? Hi. My name is so-and-so, blah, 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 let's chat, and do it the old school way, which there's nothing wrong with that. I think you should be able to pick somebody up at a restaurant, and I take that back. I don't want to say pick somebody up. It sounds very, shitty. You want to be able to introduce yourself to somebody at a restaurant or bar, but the problem is nowadays, everybody is so either scared or there's so many things that have happened in the world where it's like, you walk up to somebody at a bar now, and they're just like, oh, no, God, no. I don't want to talk to you. Oh, no.
Hell, I got a story. I was
Go
at
ahead.
the Badfish concert a couple weeks ago, and I met this perfect little cutie. Uh, we were screaming at each other because we couldn't hear. We're screaming at each other. We're talking for like a half an hour, dancing together and everything, and then all of a sudden, her friend does this little weasel in between us two. And I go, and I just weasel behind her, and I kept going with the conversation.
Yeah, yep.
So
So she
the
was
sh-
basically
the
trying
sh-
to tell you,
the
back
show-
off, my friend.
yeah, the show was over.
Yep.
So I say, yeah, well, why don't you give me your number and we can go out sometime? And she goes, it was nice to meet you. I'm like, oh, okay. Don't even bother talking to me if you're not interested. Okay, I'm not here to make girl friends. If a guy says he wants to be your friend, bullshit. There's no such thing. That's garbage unless it's a married man and it's a couple's thing. Then you could be friends. I'm friends with JD's wife.
Yes.
Obviously,
Yep.
but I don't have any girl friends. That's bullshit. Cut it out.
I agree with Justin, but I will say, and this is just my rebuttal here, not the friend part, but when you first meet somebody, maybe you do just want to get to know them as a friend to get to that point. You don't always meet somebody and just say, hey, I just want to go hook up with you. You're meeting somebody to say...
No, I date with intention.
No, I get that, and I'm saying your intentions aren't, hey, I met you tonight, let's go...
That's not what I was saying. I was
I know.
saying,
Let me
give
go
me a
get-
number, we'll go out sometime.
Exactly. Yep.
I'm not saying I want to go be your friend.
Yes. But to your point, what I'm saying is, and I agree with you, and no disrespect to anybody, whether it be a man or a woman out there, a lot of people, whether they say they're your friend or not, if their friend is getting hit on and their friend is getting the attention, they are jealous.
Absolutely.
And they want to make sure that...
Because she was not pretty.
And regardless of looks, I feel like a lot of people, and it's happened to me, and I was pissed about it. I feel like friends sometimes, even if they're your good friends, they're like, oh, you know what? If I'm not getting the attention, why should they? Let's go. And I just think that that's absurd. It doesn't make sense. I think that when it comes to online dating, again, I haven't been in that game in a long time, but I see what Justin goes through. There's times where I talk to him and he's very happy. There's times when I talk to him and he's just like, you know what? This fucking bullshit. I'm done with this. I've seen him delete the apps. I've seen him put them back. I've seen him delete them again and then put them back. He's gonna find that person.
I'm just
worried
not
about
good
that.
at the. I can't even talk to stranger men.
Well, you're pretty fucking good at this.
Well, I'm talking on a microphone.
You're talking to me. You're talking to the
you.
guy.
Well, it takes a special person to understand me. I always say.
That's why. Also, I think that's why Justin and I are so close. Where there's times where he's that friend that, and I'm a little needy, and I'll admit that. He's that friend that we won't talk for a week, and I'm like, oh fuck. I think
That's not true.
Okay, we talk every day.
A
but
week is exaggerating.
A couple days, and I get nervous.
Days.
And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And he's like, I'm here. And he'll just send me a text, like a funny meme from what's the show you and Tara love?
Oh, Sonny?
Always Sunny, or by the way, if anybody hasn't watched Shorzy, he sent me memes from there. You got to go out and watch Shorzy. Shut the fuck up, Sanguinette.
Yeah, Sanguinette.
Sanguinette. But listen, everybody, this has been a great episode. Again, this was my first guest.
Oh, it's over?
Yeah, we got to go.
Why?
This is it. So, everybody, again, that was Justin. He's one of my best friends. My name is JD, as we all know, and this has been Untamed Conversations, and everybody have a good one.